Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. So the only way he figures that he's going to get reelected, and as sure as you're sitting there, is to start a war with Iran. Unfortunately, we have a president that doesn't know the first thing about negotiation. We have a real problem in the White House. So I believe that he will attack Iran sometime prior to the election because he thinks that's the only way he can get elected. Isn't it pathetic?
Welcome back. That was Donald Trump during the Obama administration, revealing how he believes a president might start a conflict with Iran for their own political benefits. Beth, Eddie, and John are here once again. Donald Trump's always been very good at projecting. Could we call this future projection?
It's funny. I mean, it's funny to hear it, and it's well, okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I mean, it's also interesting how he looks remarkably the same 9 years later. That was one thing that struck me is that. And
I think I'm taking this seriously because Donald Trump has always been very literal. When he says something, he's literal. He means what he says. And I don't think he doesn't speak with a lot of nuance. He's not playing three-dimensional chess. I think it is a fair question with everything we've seen, whether the president thought this was a good idea for his election year.
So we actually were discussing this in the break. Back, in 1998, when Bill Clinton was being impeached, there was also a military action that he directed that was against Iraq, and it was to, search out, degrade weapons of mass destruction. And immediately the complaint was Wag the Dog, which was a movie at the time that suggested...
Great movie.
Yeah, great movie. We haven't heard that this time. I mean, Democrats have a lot of questions, a lot of skepticism about why President Trump did what he did, that there needs to be more of a strategy. He needs to do a better job of briefing the Hill. You really haven't heard anybody yet say he's doing this to distract from impeachment. It seems like at this point, people are accepting on its face that he felt the need to do this. However, sort of strategically, he may have decided
President Obama didn't know how to negotiate. They negotiated the 2015 Iran deal. Donald Trump didn't negotiate out of it, just pulled out of it. Donald Trump's done no negotiating
but he said
with anybody.
It was the worst deal in the world, so he pulled out of it.
But he was going to negotiate right after that to make a better deal.
Well,
that hasn't happened.
But the Iranians won't negotiate with him. What
but he's also supposed to negotiate with the North Koreans, and that hasn't happened.
I think it's very important for us to just simply cut to the chase. This is a very scary moment for my son, for your child, for everybody's child. This is crazy. And Freud and Jung would have a field day with this guy. But the one thing I do know is this, and that is thousands and thousands of American soldiers and our troops, will be put in danger because of the vanity of Donald Trump, his narcissism, all the things that we know about him, all the things we've been talking about him every single day we've been talking about.
So you think this is all about vanity and narcissism?
Well, it seems to me reasonable to conclude, given what we've been talking about for 3 years, that this is rooted in his vanity and his narcissism.
Is this what happens when you just lose credibility?
Well, that is a problem, and it is a problem for, a serial exaggerator and somebody who says his crowds are the biggest and all of that, that when he needs you to believe him, he really needs the American people to believe him. A lot of people are going to have difficulty believing him. Having said that, what we were talking about earlier, I think, is very much on point, which is everything that we know about him suggests that he did not want to do this, that this is not a thing that he wants to do. He believes that American involvement in Middle Eastern military action is foolish and stupid, and he shouldn't do it, and Obama was stupid, and Bush was stupid, and everybody is stupid. And so if he has taken this step against Soleimani, this is an act against his own interest and this long-held belief that we see from 2011.
So what is the motivation?
Well, no, that I'm saying the motivation could be that they actually have really serious intelligence that it was going to be a whole lot worse. That Eddie finds difficult to believe, but that the fact that
anybody who's been paying attention to our wars in the Middle East in 2003 would find that hard to believe.
But you yourself said he spent the whole year of 2016 saying this was something he was not going to do.
But doesn't this get to the point that he really does need to disclose at least some of the evidence that drove this decision?
Yeah.
Yes.
He says there was an imminent threat. Mike Pompeo said there was an imminent threat.
And if he's already and if Soleimani's already dead, why not just show the evidence? Why would you hold it back for any period of time?
Anyway, it's only 18 hours since the 20 hours since the strike. No, I mean, I'm just saying, You know, we don't know how.
But when you come out and you take responsibility for it and you say this was an imminent attack, why not say this was an imminent attack? Here is what we do.
Because let me just speculate. What if Soleimani's deputy, the guy that is his like body man that travels with him, is somebody that we turned, and that we have information from him, which is how we knew that he was at the Baghdad airport.
What if? But what if? I don't know. Why not?
But what I'm saying is, we don't just instantly reveal highly classified information. Nobody does. That's irresponsible. I mean, again, you can be skeptical of it, but there are actually answers to the questions that you're asking.
I think it's our job to be as skeptical as we can be, especially in a lead up to a war, if that's what we're going to, or some might say we're already there. Beth, Eddie, and John, guys, thank you very much.